Hello guys, welcome back. And here the discussion is on function in C. So here we are going to see what is a function, what are all the advantages of function, and what are the types of functions available in C. And we'll discuss some of the functions, okay, how to define a function, how to declare a function, and how to call a function, and what is the purpose. The main thing is what is the purpose of using a function in a C code. So starting with the definition of a function. So we can say a function is a block of code containing group of statements and that performs a specific task. So here function contains a group of statements and these statements are to perform a specific task. And a function is also called as a mini program or a sub program. Okay, so here the block of statements are enclosed within the curly braces, open and closed curly braces, and the statements inside this braces are called as the block of statements, and those statements are used to perform some particular task. And the function is also known as a procedure, or we can call it as a method, or we can call it as a subroutine. And coming to C program, every C program contains at least one function. So that is our main function. So in all the C programs, we have written main function, right? So when you execute a program, okay, always the execution of the program starts with the main function only, right? If you don't write a main function, okay, if there is a program without main function, then that program cannot be executed. Why? Because as I mentioned, the execution always starts from the main function. If there is no main function in a program, then our program won't get executed. And coming to the advantages of using function in our C code. So if you use function, it avoids rewriting the same code. That is, here it actually enhances the reusability of code. Okay, we can reuse the code for n number of times and we can reuse the code anywhere in the program. Okay, and we can also track the programs easily. So when an error is found in a program, so if the program is divided into functions, okay, if the program is divided into sub programs, then it is easily tracked. The errors can be easily tracked and they can be easily maintained. The programs can be maintained easily, right? So that is what the main advantage of function here. We can rewrite the same codes. Okay, we can make use of the codes. That is, we can reuse the codes here. And coming to the types of functions, there are two types of functions. One is predefined function and the next one is user defined function. So here predefined function is also said to be a built-in function, or we can say it as a library functions. That is, these functions are already defined in a header files, okay, in some header files, and that is why it is called as a library function or predefined function or built-in function. So like we can say example for predefined functions are printf, scanf, then finding the square root. So these functions are used in our C program, and we are not defining anything for this printf state. That is, we are not declaring the printf functions actually, right? So we are just using that functions, printf and scanf functions by declaring, by including the header file standard io.h, right? So these functions are defined in the header file stdio.h, that is standard io.h. Then coming to the user defined function. So the function that are created by the user, or we can say it is created by a programmer for a specific use. Okay, then we can say that it is a user defined function. Then coming to what are all the aspects of a function. Also we can say structure of a function, how a function is used in a C code, okay, in a C program. What is the structure of a function? So here the structure includes three components, that is function declaration, function definition and function call. Okay, so these three are the components of a function, and this is also called as the function aspects. Okay, so function comes in a declaration way, then definition way, and in a function call. Then coming to function signature. So what is a function signature? This signature actually includes function name and parameters that is used inside this function. and these two are comes under the signature. And there is also a return type, but this return type is not included in the function signature. If we say function signature, then it includes only the function name and the parameters used for that particular function. And here, what is the use of function name? The function name is used to refer the function that we are going to declare or define. Okay, and the parameters includes number of parameters that we are going to declare here, and the order of parameters, and the type of the parameters. Okay, so the data type of the parameters. So these parameters includes these fields. Now we will discuss about this function declaration, definition, and function call in detail. Starting with function declaration. So why we are going for function declaration? To tell the compiler about the function name that we are going to use and the parameters that we are going to declare for the particular function and the return type of the function. So in order to in order to tell the compiler about these things, we are going for function declaration. And how a function can be declared, and this is the syntax for function declaration. So it starts with return type. That is, here for return type we are using data type. Okay, so the return type, and then function name followed by a braces. Inside the braces we have a parameter list. Okay, so here we can declare the parameters. That is nothing but we can declare variables. So when we are declaring a variables inside this function, then those are all called as parameters. We can also call it as arguments. Okay, so here we can declare n number of parameters. That is why here it is given as parameter list. Okay, so more than one parameters can be declared here. And this is how we can declare a function. So return type means a data type, then we can give some name for a function. That is what a function name, and inside this we have a parameter list. And coming to the next one, function definition. So what is a function definition? So this function definition is used to define a specific task that the particular function should perform. That is what a function definition here. So here in the declaration we are just declaring what is the function we are going to use and what are all the parameters that is present inside the function, and also we have specified the return type of the function. But coming to function definition, here is the actual function. Okay, so here we are going to define what is the task that is to be performed by this particular function. Okay, so that is what is given in the function definition. And this function definition consists of two parts. One is function header and the next one is function body. So if you say function header, this function header includes return type, function name, and the parameters, which is same like the function declaration statement. Okay, so the return type, the function name, and the parameters should match with the function declaration statement. So this is about function header part. Then coming to function body. So this function body consists of set of statements, and here is the actual task that is done by the function. Okay, here in the function body we are going to specify the task that is to be done by the function. And this is the syntax for function definition. So this is the header part, which contains return type, function name with parameter list, and inside this curly braces we have the function body. So it consists of set of statements, and these statements will perform specific task. Then what is that return type? So return type here is a data type of the value that the function returns. So when you are performing specific task, then the function will return some value. If you are using certain data type, like if you are using integer type of data, then the function will return integer type of value. Then if you are using character type of function, then the function will return character type of value. So based on the return type, okay, so here the function will return that particular type of value. So here return type specifies the, return type means the data type of the value. And we cannot say all the functions return some value. There are some functions that won't return a value. So in that case, the function can be specified with the return type void. So instead of the data types like integer, character, or float, if you are mentioning the return type as void, then that function won't return any value. Okay, so if that is the case where we are going to use this void return type. Then coming to parameters. So what is the use of parameters? So parameters is used to pass values to the function. Okay, through parameters we can pass values, and this is also referred as arguments, or we can call it as actual parameters, or we can call it as a formal parameters. But uh, if you're saying it as actual parameter, so the parameters that is present inside a function call can be called as an actual parameter, and the parameters that is present inside the function definition is called as formal parameters. Okay, so generally we can call it as either arguments or parameters, and actual parameters means the parameters present in function call, whereas formal parameters means the function, so that is a parameters present in function definition. And here sometimes parameters are also optional. It is not necessary to give parameters in a function, and it is optional one, so we can also use a function without any parameters. And the last component of the structure of function is function call. So what is the use of this function call? It is used to call the function that is defined. So here with the function call only we are going to call the defined function. Okay, and if you call a defined function, then only that function will perform that particular task. Okay, and the values will be returned to that called function. So here it is used to use a function and to perform the defined task, right? That is why we are going for this function call. And whenever a program calls a function, then the control will directly move to the called function. So here called function is nothing but the function definition. Okay, here the function definition is termed as called function, and the function call is termed as a calling function. Okay, so if your program calls a function, then the control will directly move to the called function, and then the function will perform the specific task or the desired task, and then the control again returns to the main code. Okay, that is to the calling function. Whichever the function that is calling that particular function, then the control will move back to the calling function. And if you are using the function call in a main code, then the control goes back to the main code. And the syntax for function call is just by specifying the function name and parameter list. So in the function call there is no necessary to specify the return type here. Just we can specify the function name along with the parameter list. Even in parameter list also we do not want to use any data types here. Directly we can give the variable names in parameter list. Okay, there is no necessary to specify the data types here in a function call. And if the function returns a value, then the returned value can be stored. If the function doesn't return any value, then it is not necessary to store that particular value. But if the function returns a value, then that value should be stored somewhere with the help of a variable. And I will see one example to understand the structure of the function. So this is a simple C example which is using the function that is user defined function. Here we are using user defined function called sum. That is, user is going to declare, define and call this function, and here the sum name is also given by the user. Okay, so starting with the header file. So here we are using the header file standard input output.h, followed by a function declaration. This statement is called as the function declaration. So here we are going to tell a compiler that what is the function we are using, and what is the return type of the function, and what are all the parameters that is used in the function. Here we are not having any parameters, so this function is without parameters, and the return type of this function is int. So what happens, this function will return integer type of value as a result. And coming to the main function, so inside the main function we have declared some variable called num, and then followed by a printf statement, and that printf statement prints inside main function. So this statement will be printed as output, as the first line of output. Okay, so now the output has inside main function. After this statement you are just calling a function that is sum. Okay, here this statement is for function call. Okay, this is what a function call. We are specifying the function name along with the parameters. Since we have no parameters here, so we are just specifying the function name with this braces. Okay, and here you are going to assign the value that is returned to this function call to a variable called num. That is why we are declaring a variable num here. And what is the type of return value? So that should be of integer type, because here we are using integer as the return type here. So this function will return an integer type of value. So that integer type of value should be stored in an integer type of variable. That is why here we are declaring the num as int and we are storing the result in num. So when a function call is met, okay, when the compiler encounters the function call, then the control will directly move to the function definition. So when it sees this function call, then it will check for this function definition. So here is the function definition which is matching with this function call. So it will move here, then it executes the code of block of this function definition. Then entering into this function, we have declaration of a, b and c variable, and here a and b are assigned to values like 10 and 20. And then here we are going to perform addition of a and b, and the result is stored inside the variable c. Now the result is in c and which is of integer type. Since here we have used the return type int, so this function should return, right? That is why we are using this return statement. So this return statement is used when we specify any return value. And what this return will return? It returns integer type of value. So here we are going to return the result. Here result is stored in c, which is of integer type. So here we are returning the value c. So it will return c. If after finding this statement return c, now what happens? The control will move back to this function call. Okay. So this returns the statement c. Now the result of c will be stored here, that is this will be assigned here. Now the value of c will be assigned to num. Now num holds the value of c. So what is the value of c now? 10 plus 20, 30. So now num also holds the value 30. And then after coming back to this statement, now the compiler control goes here. So now it will print the statement that is inside this printf function. So value of sum is, and here we are going to print the value of integer type. So we are specifying percentage %d, and what is the value that is to be printed here? It is num. So what is the value of num? Which is 30. So value of sum 30 will be printed as output. So here you can see value of sum 30 is printed as output, right? So this is how a function works in a C code.